Mental Health Case Study 4. Jen is 12 years old and moved to the country from Poland 2 years ago. He really enjoys being with others and spends his time playing football. Jen has a very strong accent and talks a lot, and other children sometimes find it hard to understand, so he uses other mediums to communicate in addition to his voice, such as lots of hand gestures and copying others. He's very loud and flamboyant and enhances his school uniform by wearing a brightly coloured rainbow scarf. He also wears perfume, which actually reminds him of Grandma, who was left in Poland. Out of school, he chooses to wear very bright colours, including his favourite pair of bright pink sparkly trainers, and occasionally he'll put on eyeliner. He has a glitter cover on his mobile phone, which he plays with at every chance and keeps in contact with one friend back in Poland whom he misses. Jen knows that he is different, and he chooses to encourage attention and encourages people to laugh at him by playing the clown. All of this is on the outside. On the inside, Jen feels very insecure and unsure of himself. In Poland, he had good friends and was accepted because he was with people that he'd grown up with. He does not yet know quite who he is, and he's not really comfortable in his own skin, and he struggles with his personality and sexuality. He craves love and attention, which he lacks at home, and he looks for it by attention seeking. Jen's an only child, and his parents are struggling to come to terms with the move to England, and they work as many hours as they can. They leave Jen to fend for himself. Parents of other children have noticed him in particular, and some parents have told their children to stay away from him just because he's perceived as different. There's racial prejudice within the small village, and other immigrants have just kept their heads down so that they're not noticed. A few children have started to pick on Jen and have verbally abused him. Jen pretends not to hear or does not understand, which frustrates the bullies, and they've begun to threaten him physically. This is done in the playground and away from adult eyes. The first thing that happens is that the scarf gets stolen and hung up on the school flagpole. Next, the pink trainers are taken from his rucksack and are spray painted blue and returned. Jen finds them but does not tell anyone. A few children started to copy his accent, and instead of being fun, it becomes teasing and bullying. This is something that he can't change, so instead he plays on it by saying to the bullies, "I no understand." A group of children decide that he smells of Poland, and that this is a constant taunt. One day after school, they corner him and say that he needs to smell of good old English countryside, and then they stuff manure down his jumper. He starts to receive messages on his mobile phone. He does not know how anyone got his number. He thinks that the phone must have been taken and returned to his bag. The messages are nasty, initially telling him to go home. Then they get more and more vicious, calling him gay and saying what they think that he's done sexually to both boys and animals. The texts begin to taunt and threaten his parents. Jen lives through all of this physical bullying and taunting and tries to keep up his persona, becoming even more lively and outrageous. The texts, however, are really disturbing. He wants to throw the phone away or not look, but he has a compulsion to read what is being written. At home, on his own, he wants to crawl under a table and hide. He desperately wants to go home to Poland. There is one caring child in the class who has seen from a distance what is happening and has reported it to a teacher. You are that teacher. What would you do? Do you think that this is a mental health issue for Jen? What steps would you take to discover more?